Okay, everyone, welcome to the show. Make some noise. Woo! Okay, welcome to the show. Oh, wait, hang on. Well, welcome to the stage, Luke and Lewis. Oh, fuck.
Did he play the music?
No, played the wrong one. You want to walk on again?
No, we're not cutting it out. This is in.
Okay, here's what I want to do. We're going to do that again because not only did you not welcome us to the stage,
I did.
you welcomed us to the show. Turn it off. We're doing the whole thing again, okay, Keelan?
I'm happy to do it again as long as this is in the cut.
Yeah, absolutely.
People at home are watching, yeah. Welcome to the show. We just have a sloppy editor. We'll be back.
All right.
Let's try it one more time. But
Everyone
leave it all
act
in.
natural.
Leave it all in.
Actually, Keelan, act unnatural because your natural is fucking shit up.
Everyone, welcome to the show. Make some noise for yourselves. Now, welcome to the stage, Luke and Lewis.
What's up, Adelaide? Much better, much better.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you for coming out to the show. This
To
is
the three people that did, thank you
Yes.
very much.
We appreciate all three of you. No, a lot more people came than expected.
Oh, that's why I fucking hate doing shows in Adelaide, because none of you guys pre-book. Every single one of you go, I'll get it on the day, because you can.
Oh, I was going to say, they're correct. We're not even close to selling out this venue.
Yeah,
Fuck, there's
but,
a lot of free space at the back.
I think a couple weeks ago, we were sitting on a cool, 21. It was looking like a disaster.
We advertised this as our big end-of-year party for the show, and we've since had to downgrade it to a mellow gathering, right? It's more of one of Lewis's parties, just him in a room with a bunch of people he doesn't
Reading
really
books.
know. Yeah.
So if anyone's brought their Kindle, world's biggest library, fits right in your pocket, feel free to bust it out.
I don't know if people are laughing at you or with you.
It's definitely at. We've forgotten our notes here. We're all making mistakes, so I'm going to grab them.
Can you go grab the temporary flame?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can find it. I know where it is, in the suit bag.
It's in the suit bag.
And did we want to bring the hooker out as well? Yeah. Oh, no, we'll leave her backstage.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
busy.
Jeez, Lewis, that is not on brand for this show. Fucking hell. Definitely bring her on stage. That's on brand. Thank you guys very much for coming. Now, I already recognise two people came from Melbourne to be here. What was your name?
Jackson.
And
Luca.
now, Luca, correct me if I'm wrong, you won Best Dressed. People don't know this yet because we haven't released that episode, but Luca won Best Dressed at the Loogies last weekend. So round of applause for Luca. He obviously, you can stand up if you want. He's wearing a festive shirt very similar to Lewis's, but also, come on stage, a mankini underneath, because I'm pretty sure I said as a throwaway comment, oh, no one wear a mankini, and then, fuck. You don't even have to turn around. I'm good with that.
Hey! Welcome, mate.
All the way from Melbourne. Now, did you drive? Yep, and what about you, Luca? Got the bus.
The bus!
Fuck.
He's smart. My car broke down on the way here.
Oh, really?
Where did you get stuck? Probably some shithole?
Literally at a truck stop.
That's not good.
Yeah, right. He's like, I got stuck in Adelaide, mate. Fuck, I wasn't trying to get here.
So you took a bus all the way from Melbourne to here? From 8 till 6 in the morning?
last night.
Oh, 8 p.m. last night. Fuck,
Through the
man.
night. So did you sleep at all?
We
I'll
have
get
a
your
mic
microphone.
here.
I feel like killing. I'm making so many mistakes. Yeah, you can just talk into it. Just stand there and we'll just interview you like that. The weirdest interview of all time. So, did you sleep?
Yeah, I got 6 hours. It wasn't too bad.
6 hours on a bus,
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. Oh,
And
not straight.
how many other people are on the bus?
Oh, it was pretty packed.
So a lot of people going from Melbourne overnight to Adelaide.
Yeah.
How much does that cost?
It was $60 each way. So
That's like half a flight.
Yeah.
Half a tiger flight.
Yeah,
but
half a tiger flight.
it's not a tiger flight, so it's probably much better.
Yeah,
That's
safer.
value for money.
Would you do it again?
I am. I'm going back.
Oh yeah, you have to go back.
I don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, you're going
He
back
has
like
to.
tomorrow night, 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
yeah.
Oh, so you're just in Adelaide for another day.
Yeah.
Suck shit. Sorry, the rest of you live here.
Yeah.
Also suck shit, obviously. But,
I honestly like Adelaide.
yeah,
It's
Lewis
like
loves it.
I love it here. Every time I land here, I go, man, this is great. And Luke goes, no, it's not. Look around. I'm like, yeah, look how nice it is. I worked out it's just
No, I
Melbourne
don't
with
mind it.
less people.
What's that? Oh, fuck off. He's handing me a lighter. All right.
No,
We
don't you
found
want to
out
light the
it's-
temporary
Oh,
flame?
right. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were mocking me because we found out on the show last week in Sydney that I don't know how to use a lighter. So people
No.
have been just passing me lighters all week to make fun of me. So I'm sorry. I went on autopilot. And I
This
was
is
like, what a dick.
this is interesting, Luke. That's a Zippo lighter, a little bit different.
Is it the same roll and light?
Well, you'll have to find out.
Why
Oh
the
my
fuck did you give me a
God.
hard one?
This is insane. I can't.
Oh!
careful.
Ow! Tilt it. How do I turn it off?
Fuck, man.
I lit it.
It's permanent. I knew he was risking a burn with that. Look. There you go. And then it's permanent, right?
I'm a better flame holder. For fuck's sake. This happens every show. The temporary flame was a good idea in theory, and it's caused us a lot of grief since. It's made me look like a fool. We can't even light it with an open flame. You're dripping wax everywhere. It's not a candle, though. It's just a temporary flame. Ladies and gentlemen, the temporary flame has been lit. Therefore, the podcast is underway. Now, you like Adelaide for, like, the comic book shops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love green light.
Which
Two
one
other
do you
people
work
do
at
as well.
Now, James, you know James, yeah? Yeah, James comes to every show, and one time he gave me a free comic, and I told him I didn't want it, and he tried to convert me by like giving a star. Oh, it was free comic book day. Oh, you didn't do me a fucking favour. You just gave me a free comic. Yeah, okay. And where do you work now?
Typo. It's part of
Oh, that's
Sorry,
a downgrade.
I wasn't trying to mock you, but I did.
From the comic book store to Typo. How's
that's
that?
like
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, he's gone from your
Oh, Cotton On own Typo.
Cotton On own Typo now.
Oh, so it's like they've
Can you
got.
get me a Cotton On discount? Oh. Do you work in the one at Rundle Mall? Yeah. Oh fuck. We have an early flight.
We have an
Damn
early
it.
flight.
I'll be at
Download Festival in Melbourne.
We can go and get you a 50%
Oh my god. In the words of the Veronicas,
This
fucking hook me
sucks.
up, dude.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Man, I remember
I
one
like that
time.
We're trying to do a live podcast here, but I've just stopped it for a second. I'm just organising sweet deals for myself. Like, carry on. We'll talk after the show. Yeah, great.
I remember
Makes
one
sense.
time I walked into Cotton On and had to buy a bag. The only time I'll ever go into that place is to just get a bag, right? I knew that'd be super cheap. And there was a fan working there, and he goes, "Oh man, I give you 50% off whatever you want." And I was like, "Oh, that's a fucking great deal." I looked around and I was like, if I was anywhere else. I looked for like 10 minutes trying to find one thing that I liked. I couldn't find anything. I called Luke 6 times in a row. He didn't answer. You missed out.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing in that store that would conceal a weapon.
That's true.
It's the majority of the clothes you wear. You
Can I just say, I don't carry weapons around
So why do you dress like you do?
to intimidate strangers.
So yeah, it's good to be in Adelaide. One thing we noticed about Adelaide as well, you guys have got damn scooters everywhere.
Yeah.
We used to have O-bikes in Melbourne, but people threw them in the river, so we got rid of them. And then you guys have persisted. The only places in the world who are persisting with scooters are LA, and that's practical because it's quite big.
Yeah, and there's heaps of traffic there. But Adelaide, you guys don't really
Brisbane
need
have 'em, I think.
scooters. Brisbane has them, but Brisbane, the traffic is bad. But Adelaide's laid out like a grid,
I
kind
think
of, so
you
the
guys
traffic's
just
not
like
that
to
bad.
scoot, which is all you don't like to scoot, and they're just there.
Do people use them? Like you guys use them? Yeah?
You did? Yeah. Keelan and I used them today. Now, when I say Keelan and I got a referral code from Keelan. So I got $5 free credits. So
Luke loves a bargain.
I fucking love a bargain, right? We're definitely losing money on this show. So I was like, Give me that fucking referral code.
This is the opposite of a bargain. This is burning money in a fire.
Yeah.
Except I had to light it because Luke doesn't know how to light it works.
So I started like riding around on the scooter for like 10 minutes, and it was fun, and that was enough. Because why? Because I'm an adult. I can drive a car. I've done go-karting before.
That's sick.
Yeah, that much. I'll tell you all about it. It's
yeah.
great. Yeah, you just fucking. You need to learn anyway. So, and I'm driving around, and then Lewis came. Right, finally met us at the thing. I was like, I think I'm out. And then Keelan's like, so we're going to the city centre. Let's bloody scoot there. And
This
I
is
was like,
what I saw.
I'm 23 and I don't want to scooter with a helmet on, with a purple helmet on.
So
And
I took different flights to the boys. I came from Sydney because I had some corporate thing that I was getting paid not enough money for, right? So I was having the worst day of my life. They lost my bags twice there and back, right? And I couldn't like change clothes. I couldn't sleep properly because it was really late. And then the first thing I see is when I finally fucking get there after waiting at the airport for like 3 hours for my bags and the awful 2 travel days, is I get to the hotel to meet the boys and I just hear Keelan on a fucking scooter going, "Woo! Jump on, Lewis, let's scoot!" And it was
we
at
had
that
to
point.
vibe check him because he was not on our level. We were having a great time scooting, and then because when you're on the scooter, it's fun.
Yeah.
The reality of, and I realized this afterwards when I was watching Keelan do it while we were walking, because we were walking to the city centre, but Keelan didn't want to go too far ahead. He was like a little kid where he'd just like scoot up and then scoot back, and then do laps around us, and then scoot up, scoot back. And
I
he
felt
just-
like a mum, like, don't go out of eyesight, honey. Stay close, watch out for strangers.
It's like a 9-year-old, and every time he'd walk past, he'd be like, "Whoa, watch this, one hand," right? And he started using the brand is called Beam scooters. He started using it as a verb. He started going, "Guys, let's just beam it. Let's beam it." I'm like, "No,
You've been here for 10 minutes, dude. You can't use it as a verb. I reckon he's going to just beam it home.
He's already spent like at least $10 on
Easy.
and that's where your Patreon money's going. So, is there any sergeants in?
And this is why we don't come to Adelaide.
We're gonna do a big salute. It's kind of the vibe here, isn't it?
Luke, you've recently moved out.
Yeah, I moved out this week on Monday. First time out of home, and thank you. I'm surprisingly the more mature one out of the duo.
You're
I
really
have a
killing me on
driver's
the adult
license.
front.
I'm killing you in life.
Oh, in every facet except for comedy.
No. Write better bits about Fog, and then we'll talk. So, yeah, like I moved out on Monday, and dude, yesterday... I don't know, I shouldn't share this.
You're going to die.
Oh, 100%. Yesterday I went to the most extreme measures I've ever had to go to just to take a shit.
I feel like you moving out, it's like, you know when we discovered at the Sydney show that he couldn't light a lighter, right? A very basic human task. Him moving out is just, I don't know how to turn the oven on. I don't know how to survive.
It's fucked. It was like this little knob, and it was like a touch screen. We didn't realize it was a touch
Oh,
screen.
you're being serious. Is your oven?
Our oven's fucked, dude. It's not me, it's the oven, all right? Do you want to know an actual story?
Yeah.
On the inspection day, it was the only one, I moved out with my girlfriend Meg, and the only one she couldn't go to because she was working was the one we ended up getting, right? The only inspection. So she hadn't seen it until the day we moved in.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, no, it's a good place.
Good.
And she goes,
Look, there's no toilet.
She go, does it have a dishwasher? And I'm like, yeah, it definitely has a dishwasher.
Because you thought in your head, every house has a dishwasher.
Yeah, I was like, my house has a dishwasher. Why wouldn't this 2-bedroom unit that we're renting have a dishwasher? I was like, and I remember seeing it. And then I get there on the day and I realized that I looked at the oven. And I was like, dishwasher. And I just kept going about my day. And then there's just this massive hole under the sink where a dishwasher would go. And we've just put bins there to fill it.
You should have just looked at her and gone, no, we still have one. Jump in.
Yeah. You joke, but this morning I had an early flight and I just left all my shit in the sink. It's fucking rude.
Oh, it's automatic. That's good.
Yeah. I love you, Meg. All right. So, I moved out, and yesterday, so there's I've never gone to this much lengths to do a shit before, right? So I woke up in the morning, I was like, you know, it's about that time of the day. I'm going to get in there and get it done.
Yeah.
Ran out of toilet paper. I was like, that's all right. We've got some spare toilet paper under the laundry sink.
Yeah.
Open the laundry sink. Turns out it's leaking, right? By the way, it sounds like I live in a shithole. It's actually quite a nice place, right? Except for all the things I've just told you about. And it was leaking. So all the toilet paper rolls are just drenched.
Could be worse. You could be paying for rent in a fucking warehouse where everybody next door is probably a murderer that hasn't been caught yet.
Yes, we don't live near a brothel, which is great. There's no Russian men trying to sell people HDMI cords. Was that HDMI cords are the future was a direct quote that I heard at the warehouse. It's fucking wild.
Dude, the Nang dealer at the warehouse has stepped up their operations. Right, before it used to be just some guy with like a box of Nangs and you'd come and pick them up. I got
It's a factory now.
I got there the other day. He had 3 people helping him load Nangs into the warehouse. Boxes stacked this high. They were all 18. They're all like, "Oh, hey, Lewis, you're a fucking sicko. Do you want some Nangs?" I'm like, "No, I want you to leave because you're doing fucking Nangs around my warehouse.
Yeah.
Go home."
He literally has like Nang henchmen now. It's really concerning that we're the only business in the area that's not really expanding, right? Because we need to start selling Nangs. It's because the vibe of the area isn't performance arts.
Maybe they could sponsor the podcast and we can work out a deal. Like every Nang we get 20%. We could do that.
And you just write a Nang rap or something like that. That'd be cool. We'll work on it. Anyway, so toilet paper's wet and you can't use wet toilet paper because you're going to have some breakthrough, right? So I was like, that's a no-go, right? It's obvious. It's common sense. And so I was like, oh, that's all right. But I had my editor Cal over all day, so I couldn't really leave the house, right? Because I got like an employee there. And so I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to hold this shit till the end of the day. I was like, that's all right. Meg will be coming home from work soon. Shoot her a text. I was like, need to go, if you've gone past the shops, which she was already doing, get some toilet paper. Now, she's pretty tiring. It's been a bit of a stressful week. She's tired. So she gets home, you know, like whatever. And then like an hour later, I got distracted and I was like, oh, do you end up bringing home the toilet paper? She's like, oh, yeah, it must be in the car. So I go out and check the car. I was like, it's not in the car. Where the fuck is this toilet paper?
Yeah.
I need to shit. I've been there like 10 hours at this point, right? I'm going to fucking explode. And she goes, oh, I must have left it at the supermarket, like at the self-serve checkout. And I'm this.
You're going to die.
At this point.
Both of you are not equipped for this.
No.
At all.
At
You
this
can't even
point-
buy toilet paper.
No, I know, it's fucked. At this point, I'm just like, I need to go so badly. So I just grabbed the car keys. I drove to the supermarket to pick up toilet paper so I could just do a shit. I'm at the fucking self-serve checkout, and I was like, hey, I had the receipt. She's like, oh, did you? I was like, the toilet paper, and she had it behind the desk. Turns out heaps of people leave shit at the self-serve. There was a whole pile of stuff. We weren't the only ones.
Yeah, I think people do that all the time.
We were the only ones that left something like this big there, though. That's hard to leave.
Yeah.
And do you know how alpha it is to like walk out of the supermarket with just a 12-pack of toilet paper? Had this guy, I'm just walking out with under my arm. This guy just nodded at me like, fuck, this guy just needs to shit. And like, that's the only thing I came for. Like, I didn't need bread, milk. I just get...
This guy poos.
So I need some poo tickets, bro. And I just got it done.
That is good. That's
Yeah.
like just walking out and just buying only condoms, not even gum.
Yeah.
Just like, I fuck.
I've done that once before and it was brutal.
I do it
first
every time.
The first time I ever bought condoms was just that. And I thought about like throwing some Starbursts in, but I was like, it's not fooling anyone. I fuck and I like candy, but mainly I fuck.
I do it in separate transactions. I have everything. I got like 30 items, but I go just condoms, thanks. And they go, what about all the other stuff? I go separate transaction.
Make him put it through twice.
Yeah.
And then so you can claim it on tax. Smart.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Is that a work expense?
I don't know.
Thank you. But I was going to make a joke about Lewis bending me over, and I'm glad you just yelled out no.
I wonder if that was an answer to our question or just her going, don't talk about fucking each other. No. Huh? Talk about it.
What
Hey,
is
if
that
you
talk-
pay extra, well, you'll see it.
So, yeah, that's how my life's going. I
That's
can't
good.
shit in my own home.
Man, well, speaking of being grown-ups, dude, I got up to some wild shit last night. I was by myself in my
By the way,
hotel.
strap in for the most boring story you've ever heard. This is a man who recently bragged about owning a Kindle. So,
Yeah, remember that
in,
10
go
minutes
to the bar,
ago?
go get a drink. Just
No, this is-
talk between yourselves.
This
for a
is
bit, I don't care.
fucking. This is incredible. You guys are going to be shocked and impressed. We, you know, as comedians, right? We travel around and we're often home or in hotels by ourselves, right? And they're just rooms. They're boring. So if you don't have, you know, a library that fits right in your pocket, a Kindle. Sometimes you run out of shit to do. And I'd done a lot of reading. I'd read with like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm a bit done with science fiction, shooting gun stuff. So I started to think, you know what? I started to think, this is why people die choke wanking in a hotel. Because that was on the cards, you know? I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. TV's boring and all I have is, you know, a coat hanger and a scarf. But that's not what I got up to, right? I thought... I went to the supermarket earlier to get some food. I got like a single serve yogurt and I was like, man, what's the craziest shit I could do right now in this hotel room with yogurt? Bro, turn the shower on. I had yogurt in the shower. Fucking crazy.
Actually, fucking wild.
It was nuts,
What
dude.
flavour?
Blueberry.
God damn.
It was crazy, and it was like those single-serve ones. So I was in the shower. It was awesome. I was in there for like 15 minutes just enjoying a yogurt and a shower. It was fucking sick.
See, people
And
think
that's
you're
the
boring.
end of the story.
See, you know, people give you a lot of shit, and me included, right? And, you know, Lewis is boring, he doesn't drink, he doesn't... Dude, you live a fucking wild lifestyle. That's
Has
like-
anyone here done that?
Yeah.
I'm fucking adventurous. I invented that. I might be the only person eating single-serve yogurt in a hotel shower. And then, after, right, obviously, normal person, a boring person, would put their yogurt in the bin. Not me. I left it in the shower.
The cleaner's just going to be like, this guy has had the weirdest wank.
Just because I knew it wouldn't, like, inconvenience the cleaner because it's not a messy thing, I just left it there, obviously wet, just so that she can think all day of, like, why the fuck was this dude eating yogurt in the shower? What's going on in his life? And that's how I amused myself for, like, 3 hours. People think that touring is, like, a rock star thing. It's not.
That
Sometimes
is.
it's just eating yogurt in the shower.
That's cool.
I don't think not many people would really eat yogurt naked.
Oh shit, I forgot you were naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
D-
I know.
dude, nuts out.
No, because you got to forgive me. Like, when you picture someone eating yogurt, you're not picturing their cock at the same time, right?
If you Google right now, man eating yogurt, there will be no naked results.
dicks.
It'll
Oh.
all be stock footage of like... And there will be no shower photos either.
Look it
So-
up on Pornhub, though. Does that exist? Can someone give it a quick search? Yep, bloke in the front row is doing it. That's great. Jeez, fuck being your internet provider. Just like, you're going to get cut off tomorrow just being like, this guy doesn't deserve 4G.
FBI's going to burst through the door. Look at yogurt porn, get him.
I reckon that's a fetish.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think everything is a fetish. I saw on Instagram stories some girl that I follow. She's not even a model. She's just a normal, just a normal girl, right? She posted a photo of her taking a selfie, and she had you could see that she had not hairy arms, but you could see the hair on her arms. And she posted a screenshot of a DM she got from a guy going, "Oh, I love your hairy arms. I want to come on them." And apparently that's a fetish.
Hang on, sorry,
He's
we
found
just got
some
a reaction
results.
from yogurt porn.
What have we got here?
Yeah.
You're gonna love this, Luke. Shemale smoking and eating strawberry yogurt in stockings at home. Smoking. Phidiaphiliac, whatever the fuck it's called.
Throwback to the fog bit. We need the third mic on.
There's
Or
more.
no.
Do you just want to hear it?
Yeah. Yeah. How about we have a little bit of a scroll?
Sorry, our sound text just fucked off during the show, so I tried talking the other mic. Shemale smoking and eating strawberry yogurt in the stockings.
That's so
Oh, it's
specific.
a vlog. So it's like, hey guys, what's up?
That's incredible. She's vlogging.
Yeah.
You know what though? What's
Hey, yogurt
interesting
gang.
about that?
Yo gang, what up?
What's interesting about that, Luke, is that it seems so far, right?
Can I watch the video?
No.
Oh. How much data do you have? Oh no, it's 47 minutes long. Oh no, it's a fucking movie.
Blockbuster.
We can't watch this.
What's interesting about this is that obviously so far the only people eating yogurt in the nude have dicks.
Also, only 2 dislikes. Like, pretty well received.
I would say though, if you're searching that and you found it, you would be fucking stoked. Not many people would be, I was looking for a she-male eating yogurt in stockings, but this one, the lighting was a bit off.
And I didn't want her to get it over and done quickly. I wanted it in a vlog format. Just 47 minutes will be the ideal length, and then you're fucking kidding me.
Man,
That's so good.
I reckon I would actually watch like a porn vlog if it was 90% vlogging, normal shit. Right, I'm going to the shops, and then we're gonna go here, and then like 6 minutes in, it's just this heinous gangbang for 3 minutes, and then it just goes back to, all right, so I need to get some wet wipes.
And then she just like plugs her merch, and that's the end.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would be good.
Or he. Doesn't Johnny Sins like do a bit of stuff on Instagram?
Yeah, actually, I think he does vlog, but no.
Yeah.
So he has vlogging and then he has porn, but I've never seen them combined.
That's it.
It's like all those porn parodies. They've made parodies. So like they did a parody of the '60s Batman TV series, but it was porn. But it was done really well, all of the costumes and how they shot it. So they released a version that edited out all of the porn, and I watched that, and it was fucking great. No porn, it was just a great Batman story. But everyone had like porno mustaches. It was very weird.
Awesome.
And then I ate yogurt in the shower.
Woo! Can we do some celeb spots?
Yeah, let's do some
I wanna
celeb
do some
spots.
celeb spots.
Keelan, hit it.
Oh, fuck, he's not there.
Keelan's not there.
Keelan was outside.
All right, I think it's time for some celeb spots. How you going, man? Fuck, man. I love that Keelan's getting worse. As the tour goes on, we thought, oh, he'll improve. And it's nice, like, welcome to the show. Oh, fuck, the stage. Oh, shit. Luke and Lewis.
He's trying to talk, but
Sorry.
That's it. Just no excuses, just, yeah, I guess I am getting worse at my job. Sorry about that.
That time I was doing merch.
Uh-oh, that's okay. Thanks, man. Make sure you buy merch from Keelan. That's actually the only thing that he hasn't really fucked up is the merch. So he's good at selling shit, so grab a t-shirt. Right. Might want to move that mic, Keelan. It's doing something.
I thought it was mine. Oh yeah, there was a sound before the show, and there was a buzzing, and I thought it was me, but obviously I should have just blamed Keelan straight away. See, it would have seemed like a cheap shot before, just immediately blaming Keelan, but it's pretty accurate now.
Yeah, sometimes we feel like we blame him too much, so we often we'll go, oh, we'll try and sort out the problem, or we'll do this. I'm like, surely it's not his fault. But then often the stuff that you don't call him out on, it actually was his fault. So I think we'll just blame him for 100% of all problems. Yeah. I really wanted a second yogurt in the shower, and that's your fault. And I didn't get one. All right, celeb spots, Luke?
So, also, if you've got any celeb spots, there'll be a time to share. Right, we'll go around the room. We did it at Brisbane. It was a lot of fun. Right,
have a think about it.
Have a think about it. We do have, obviously, some listener ones now. Lewis, would you be able to explain
Yes.
celeb spots? Can I go get a beer?
Yeah, if you want to get a beer, yeah, no worries.
Do you guys want one? Who came from Melbourne? Yeah? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they deserve one. I mean, they're not driving back, are they? They're going to be on the bus. That's not what he was asking, dude. He gave you his empty glass and was like, oh, no worries, man, I've got drink cards. It's not the answer to that question, or it wasn't even a question. Anyway, so celeb spots, it's a segment we do on our show. Basically, we like 3 categories in celeb spots. We don't want celebrities doing what you would expect them to be doing in places where you would see them. So like an AFL player on the footy field, that's boring. A celebrity at the airport, generally boring unless they're yelling at the staff. You know, that's pretty good. So we like an obscure celebrity, right, in a place you wouldn't expect them to be, doing something that's a little bit strange. That's the 3 categories we judge it by. Welcome back to the stage, Luke Kidgel. Make some noise. On the Coronas. Yeah, I've explained it. Did you turn your ears off while you were getting beers?
I was ordering. I was trying to be polite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got some listener ones. This one's from Aiden. Came in on the email. lukeandlewis5@gmail.com, by the way. Email the show anytime.
That's how we're taking submissions from you guys. If you have one, we are not going to. You have to email us and wait your turn.
Aiden said, "Hey lads, just sounding off with a quick celeb spot here. Last March, I saw Grant Denyer buying rash cream at a chemist in Sydney."
Fuck, that's good. It's Grant Denyer, right? Weird celeb. You would recognise him, but you wouldn't really get
Household
a photo. Household name, but no one's like, fucking love Grant Denyer buying rash cream.
He said, "I was behind him in the line and it seemed like he was a little embarrassed at the checkout." As you would be. Like, I'd be embarrassed buying rash cream, but then I'm not Grant Denyer, you know.
Yeah, if I was Grant Denyer, I wouldn't buy... You send someone else to get fucking rash cream, for sure, because if you buy rash cream yourself, it's going to end up on a podcast email.
Yeah.
And everyone will hear about it. So, Grant Denyer, hope you've learned your lesson. What kind of rash do you reckon Grant would have?
I mean, obviously it's cheap to go with genital rash, but I reckon it would be, hopefully for Grant, some kind of just... Oh, he's quite short, so maybe it's like he's on his tippy toes all day, so it's like a heel rash.
Maybe.
So that's actually a more logical explanation.
Maybe
of the rash. But he was embarrassed.
He was embarrassed.
Why would you be embarrassed?
Maybe he bought some Italian-made boots from Milan. And he's really hurt his heels. That could be the issue.
Yeah.
And they make you a lot taller.
And you stand by that, don't you? Don't you have a motto to do with Italian boots?
I say it at every show. Every man, woman and child needs their own pair of Italian-made boots that were created in Milan by expert designers. Yeah. And every man, woman and child needs one of those.
And Lewis stands by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously I fully endorse the systematic oppression of toddlers. And that's something that I can stand by. Thank you. Yep, I've got an iPhone. Bonds made these socks. Probably
he likes Baby Yoda. Probably going to buy a plushie of Baby Yoda.
Probably, yeah. It's a great character. Don't know why you keep hating on him.
Hate that green cunt. I want to step on him. I'm so glad they made him. They didn't computer generate it, because there's no way I could break into a set and smash an animation, but I could destroy their fucking animatronic thing. Hate Baby Yoda.
You haven't even seen the show.
No, and I stand by that, right? I know nothing about him, but I see him on Twitter, and I'm like, that cunt's to sell T-shirts made by 9-year-olds for a company that doesn't pay tax.
He's actually the second main character in the show. Essential to the plot.
And
kind of like the Death Star to Mandalorian. Very essential to the plot.
And like the Death Star, millions suffer under his reign.
That was a generous clap. So this one came in from not sure who.
Sorry, we're not moving on from Grant Denyer's rash, okay? What type of rash? Any suggestions? What kind of rash would Grant Denyer have? Did someone say gooch?
Gooch rash.
Gooch rash? Maybe. If you're really small, are your hips closer together, which would make your legs rub? Maybe.
Oh, he doesn't have a thigh gap.
Inner thigh? Grant Denyer rash?
I've never seen him slutting about on the gram, so maybe he doesn't have a thigh gap, which would explain the rash.
He has a wife, so it's probably not a sexual thing, or it could be, and we could just, be in Today magazine tomorrow. Uncovered, Grant Denyer's affairs. He's got gash rash. You like gash rash, did you?
Gash rash is good.
That was good.
That. Yeah. This next one comes in from Luca, who I believe is Luca from Melbourne, right?
Oh,
Best
hey,
dressed.
mate.
Yeah. So this before the show. He said, so you're talking to your girlfriend, right? As long story short, but your girlfriend's catching up on the podcast, and she had some celeb spots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these were a couple of really good ones. At a primary school fete, your girlfriend went with her parents. She saw Matt Preston in full MasterChef attire. So we're talking cravat at a
suit,
school fete.
dinner jacket.
Probably scoffing his face with some amateur chef's food,
Mm-hmm.
right? Surrounded by young boys hassling him for money. He then told them to piss off. So a bit of a rude
That's
Matt Preston.
great.
That's our second Matt Preston celeb spot of the tour.
He gets spotted a lot. He's a big guy because he might be
I
like
spotted him
6'3"
one
or
day at the
4.
radio station.
He's a
no
big guy.
cravat though. I was pretty disappointed.
Really? I
Yeah.
saw him at the radio station with a cravat. Very strange.
Yeah,
I love
I think
that.
he had a cooking podcast for a bit, so he was in and out.
Yeah. I love that like a bunch of 10-year-old kids just saw, oh, rich fat guy, money, 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 money. And he had to tell them to piss off. They probably didn't even want money. They were just harassing him for a laugh. I think that's great. I love
Was it like
that.
a rude piss off, Luca? You're not sure? Oh, it was your girlfriend. Yeah, you're just hearing these secondhand.
She wasn't keen on getting on a bus ride to come here? No?
Yeah. She
Don't
came
blame
last
her.
week in Melbourne, but lack of commitment because...
I do remember that when we went out after the show, people were saying, oh, you should go to Adelaide. And then you were like, no, I shouldn't. And your girlfriend said, don't go. You shouldn't go.
Like, you shouldn't, like, it's
And
gonna
then
cost
you just
money.
didn't listen to it. You were like, yeah, the boys want me to do it so fucking hard.
Yeah, Luca and I got pretty festive after the show last week, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I convinced him to go. and then I was like, look, man, like, I don't want to pressure you into anything. Just like, you know, and he goes, you know what? I'll wake up when I sober up. I'll have a think about it. And then the next morning at 11 a.m., I just get a screenshot to my Instagram of the confirmation of the tickets booked and the fucking train booking. What
You
a
make
hero.
some questionable decisions when you're getting festive, especially
Me?
with the listeners, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, how
That was
mu-
a sick decision.
Oh,
We
that's
needed
a,
more
that's a
people
good
to
decision.
come.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Should we talk about what you spent our business card money on? we recently...
Luke was there. So we've
I'm
recently
disappointed
got a-
in you, mate. I expected it of him, but I'm disappointed that you let this happen. We recently got a joint bank account, and with that is joint cards that we both get and both of us can use. We own 50% of it, right? Now, what you would think that means is every time you're about to spend the money, text the other person, hey, mate, can I buy this? We need it for the show. Yeah, no worries. I approve
It's
this
a trust
purchase.
system.
It's a trust system. Now, first or second day, Luke gets the card in his wallet,
Yep.
immediately breaks my trust.
No, it was a business expense.
It
so
was absolutely not a business
we
expense.
got a little festive after the Melbourne show. We then ended up going to a kebab shop. Now, we talked about it a little bit on the... Oh, no, we talked about on the Secret podcast, the
Yeah.
Patreon podcast. Keelan got fuck-eyed, right? He was falling over, right? It was
At a
pretty
kebab
loose.
shop.
At a kebab shop, which
At
is...
me, I'm at home reading,
Lewis had left. Well
smashing
gone.
yogurts in the shower.
And we're at a kebab shop, and I was like, oh, this is a work event. You know, there was listeners there. And new joint card. I was just like, fucking kebabs on me. and just...
That's not a work expense! We have to explain that to our fucking accountant. Oh, I see 17 kebabs at 3 a.m. in Melbourne. Oh, yeah, I was entertaining business opportunities.
Luca was there. It was a good call, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't go. Your girlfriend had you covered. Oh, you bought her one. Yeah,
You
Luca-
don't get a kebab!
Luca-
It's not a
Look at
business
this
expense!
Anyway,
You can't complain!
I also have another confession.
Oh, fuck, man. I haven't used it once because we don't need anything yet.
This one I ran past Keelan, and he goes, you do it.
He's not part of the business. He's not on the fucking contract.
Mate, you're a busy guy. You're fucking eating yogurt. All right, I got things. I need to get shit done when you're not there. All right? There's people. There's hungry. Like people. You do not respect people who listen to our show.
No.
There's listeners.
This guy came from Melbourne. He's an idiot.
Oh, what a fucking legend, right? If anything, he's the one who did deserve the kebab.
Yeah, and
Right?
you
These
didn't give
people
it to him.
They spent their hard-earned money on our show, and we fucking appreciate
No,
it.
we love
the
the
least
listeners.
I could do is have a little fun with the joint card at the kebab shop.
Well, no, they paid money for a show, and then they got the show. We're even.
Yeah, but it's like... Anyway, they were good kebabs, so it doesn't matter. And it's a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
we'll write that off somehow. We'll work it
What else did you get? You said there was something else.
out. Yeah, so, who here has been listening to the show for a while now? Yeah, make some noise, because people at home can't... Yeah, okay.
That's awesome. We appreciate that.
Now, obviously, you'll know that it's been getting a little hot in our studio, because we don't have a bar fridge. Classic.
Did you buy a bar fridge?
We have a heater between us at the moment when we do it in
Yeah.
our warehouse, and that's great for the winter. It's not actually on; it's just the light, so it like gives a warm kind of feel to the
warm
podcast.
feel when it's cold. That was the idea of like, oh, it won't be hot because you're watching it on your screen, but it'll give a warm feeling,
Now
bit of a placebo effect.
We said a few months ago that we wanted a bar fridge. Now we opened it up to listeners, and they were like, "Look, if you want to," we had a deal. We said, "If you want to buy us a bar fridge, you can put whatever you want on the front to sponsor it. Like we don't give a shit. You can put your Instagram handle.
Yeah.
You can put your dad's name. We don't care, right? If you want to get something a little more traction, a business,
Damo's bar fridge.
yeah, and you just put on, as long as you cover the cost of the bar fridge, because
We love free shit.
I found out this week, not very cheap.
How'd you find out?
But it doesn't matter. So, and then obviously 3 months went by. There was umming and ahhing. There was people sending us offers. No real offers. We had a few, like kind of ones that they were keen
Nothing
at first.
concrete.
Then they petered off, and I was like, look, it's December. It's summertime. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Now, Lewis, you'll know we're sending it to each other. More of an off-air meme, this one, but we're sending each other a Kogan sale. Kogan had a 40% off sale Black Friday, right? Get on there, start scoping out the white goods because I need a new fridge for...
I think one of us got a text from Kogan going 40% off and then sent that to every single person in their friendship
We
group.
literally forwarded it to like 50 people. It was funny at the time. We were on a plane. We were fucking bored. So anyway, so I ended up checking out this sale.
Yeah.
And very excited to announce that we have a new bar fridge ready to
great.
go in the studio.
That's great.
It came at quite some expense.
Well, hang on, that's great because it was on sale.
Yes.
And because we only have like $1,200 in the account.
Now,
how much money did you spend? Surely nothing more than 20%.
well, here's the thing.
10%.
There was 2 bar fridges.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I looked at, no.
He's
I
gone
meant-
with the Lamborghini of bar fridges.
No. I looked at the money, I was like, oh, there's a bit of a dent here on Saturday night from CBD Kebabs in Melbourne. I'm not sure who did that. Anyway, I was like, we can't afford the premium one. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have got a low to mediumly priced bar fridge, which was a great expense at the time. Wasn't going to be a thing I was even going to reveal on the show. Here's the problem.
What?
Since the Sydney show, I forgot we did some admin at the Sydney show where we did another call out for bar fridges. We've since got 3 offers since I've purchased the bar fridge.
That's why when you want to spend money, you ask me because I go, no,
Dylan
we'll
said
get
it was a
one.
good idea. In hindsight, I shouldn't have got tequila.
So, did you buy the bar fridge and the kebabs at the same time then?
No. I bought the bar fridge the next day.
Okay.
At midnight, like Cyber Monday, like before, like 11:55 before the sale closed. Last minute, snuck in, got a bargain. 40% off, by the way. So you're
That's
welcome.
pretty good. I think that a midnight purchase of a bar fridge is almost as confusing as finding an empty yogurt packet in the shower. It's like, fuck, someone's got an exciting life.
So
Yeah.
I think what we do is, and obviously there's people at home, a lot of people at home watching and listening to
We
this.
can send it back. Can't we get a refund to Kogan?
Well, I just moved out,
Yeah?
so I was thinking
Yeah.
I'll just take that one, and then if the 3 people, I think we let the other 3 people have a bidding war in our
Okay.
inbox. It's like one of those silent bids, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what each other has bid.
Yep.
Send in your silent bid, maximum price. Link us the bar fridge you want to buy us.
Yeah. Serious inquiries only.
Yep, and then one of the 3 people who were seriously interested,
'Cause they
will
do
use
wanna
that one for
brand
the
it.
show,
Yeah.
and I get a free bar fridge.
Well, no, you
It's a
don't get a
win-win.
free bar fridge. You have to pay for it and replenish the money that you spent without
It's
asking
already
me.
been purchased.
Yeah,
It's
but
a joint account.
no, you have bought something for
We'll
you
talk about it later.
with the
honey.
joint account, and I don't get anything, and neither does the show.
I'll shout you a kebab.
With what card? No.
The joint card.
So no, you don't understand what shouting means. If you buy me something with the joint card, I've paid for half of that.
I just pretended to shout 2 listeners a drink. I had drink cards. I'm not shouting. If we're at a kebab shop after the show, beep. Oops, joint card again.
This is the worst decision I've ever made. I've signed a 50% deal with an idiot.
It's a lot of fun. Get on it. If you have a business, partner up. It's great. Fuck being a sole trader. It's a lot more fun letting a team member down.
There was a moment when we were setting up our account, Luke made me do it online, where there was a little thing that said, what percentage does each person own? And I so very nearly went 49% Luke, 51% Lewis, and I should have done it.
That would have been fair, to be honest.
Great. So, well, that's good.
So yeah, pretty exciting news. Bar fridge is inbound. May not be the one I purchased, but either way, there will be a bar fridge, so people can stop fucking complaining in the comments. Oh my god.
Right.
Oh,
now,
sound off section. We don't have a comment section.
whatever we call. How long have we been going here for, Keelan?
46 minutes.
Okay, cool. We're not going to get through
Hang on, we
everything.
haven't finished celeb spots.
Oh, that's right. We just started arguing about money for fucking 10 minutes.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Another one from Luca. He had two.
Okay.
So his girlfriend also saw Jules Lund went to her primary school. Jules Lund is that guy from Getaway. Used to do radio with Fifi and Jules, blonde hair.
Weirdly enough, quite a close family friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a strange connection that I have. He's friends with my cousin.
That's odd.
Yeah.
That is peculiar.
Yeah.
So Jules Lund went to her primary school as a child and came back as a guest at the school fair. Georgia, who's Luca's girlfriend.
How many fucking celebs are going to your school's fair?
Yeah. What?
Two different fairs.
Okay. Georgia was the music captain at the time, was up on stage with Jules and a couple of other students. Each student had to think of something funny for him to act out. Georgia decided to make him act out his wife giving birth on stage in front of 100 or so primary school students. Why did she think that? I mean, it's a good one. It's a stitch up.
Jules Lund at a primary school fair.
Yeah, pretending to give birth.
Pretty good. That's a good celeb spot. That's a terrible corporate event for Jules Lund. It's like, oh, I got paid $50 to pretend I was giving birth for children.
That's literally us. Like, we're no longer on radio, and that's our fucking future. Just giving birth at well, not giving birth, but acting out giving birth at primary schools. That's sick.
He now owns like a really big app. He's one of those app millionaire people, and I reckon that if I was on stage going for a bunch of children, the only thing I'd be thinking of, like, my fucking app is gonna take over. I have to make this app. I reckon that's what motivated him.
That's a good celeb spot.
Very good.
I'll be honest, I brought them up because I thought you'd have a little more insight on these. Like, I was like, Luca's going to be in the crowd. Oh, you do have more insight? On the Jules one? Is it worth saying? He's doubting himself.
He's doubting, not confident. We'll see.
So, because Jules obviously knew each student who was telling him what to do,
Yeah.
Georgia was like, I don't know, came out in front of all the other kids who were up on stage, and he was pretending that she was him and he was his wife, and he almost slipped up and said, "Fuck you," to a primary school child.
Hey, hang on.
I think now we're defaming Jules.
I'm going to hear about this at Christmas. Like, there's a chance that I will fucking see him at my family's Christmas. Actually, I'm not kidding. So what I'm thinking is, if he was pretending that he was talking to his wife, why would he say, "fuck you"? And now I'm done.
Because he was being egged on by like a primary school student.
Oh, okay.
To do a thing he didn't want to do.
Oh.
I would think it, but I'd probably say it.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I'll ask
Now,
him at
does
Christmas.
anyone have any other celeb spots? Cool, we'll do a bit of
Over
crowd
here.
roaming, Mike. Hopefully this goes down. You've got one? Oh, god damn, this cord is stuck.
Thanks, mate.
What a legend. All right, what was your name?
Ripley.
Cool. Do you believe it or not? All right, sorry. Thank you. I'm a professional comedian. Yeah, I had to do it. What's your celeb spot?
I met Fitzy at the Premier's Be Active Challenge in Year 2.
Is this Fitzy from Fitzy and Whipper on Nova?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. They're actually not on Nova anymore. It's now Jeff and Big Spaghetti on Nova
Yeah,
Drive.
they're the Drive
They're
show.
our heroes.
We actually today we
went
walked
past the Nova building, bowed today.
Yeah, because that's where Jeff and Big Spaghetti, their show actually started in Adelaide Breakfast Radio, and then they were so good they went worldwide.
Now, I do notice, Ripley, we can't ignore it, you are in a wheelchair. Has Killen harassed you yet?
Not yet.
He hasn't?
I did send him a picture of what the parking permit actually looks like if he wanted to make a fake.
And did he take up on that? Probably.
I don't know yet. We'll see.
Awesome. He definitely will. Killen, are you going to take him up on that?
Yeah, definitely.
For those who are new to the show, Killen has no shame in parking in disabled spots. And,
And we don't approve.
We don't
go,
approve
oh, we know. All right, we also think this. It's not good. Ripley, do you have any thoughts on Keelan parking in disabled spots?
He probably shouldn't do it, but if he keeps riding those scooters, he'll probably end up having a reason.
Balls!
That's great.
You got burned. That's good.
I think that Keelan just hates disabled people because they're the only people that won't give him a standing ovation. And that is no reason to dislike them, mate.
He did get a...
Give it up for Ripley. He
Give
came
it up
into the
for Ripley.
venue. Did you get in all right? It was difficult, but he gave in. Give him a
lift
round of applause. Thanks so much, man.
What a champion. Keelan obviously did get his 4th standing ovation tonight. He got 2 in one set tonight.
So
unheard of.
So what's going
He
on
did
tonight
ask for both.
is in Adelaide. This is the smallest show we've done. It's not tiny. It's like 50-something people, so it's like big enough. But we did 100 people in Brisbane, 100-something in Sydney, and then like 200 in Melbourne. So Keelan's been used to very big sold-out crowds. And he got up tonight, and he was just. You guys were enjoying it just as much as the other crowds, but you were like
it at a normal level, which is a man in a festive suit telling D's nuts jokes. Now, that's about as much as you can enjoy that. And you're enjoying it to the maximum amount. I cannot applaud you guys enough. You're really fucking enjoying it.
Great crowd, right? But you were 50 people, and he started to get. I could see him get really nervous, like, oh, these 50 people don't sound like 200 people. Like, what do you expect they were going to do? Going, oh, fuck, this is amazing.
He was literally halfway through doing one of Lewis's jokes. And then just
He's going, about me being tall. He's going, so obviously I'm really tall. He's not as big as me, doing my bits. And then he just got really nervous. He goes, oh, I'm going to end it there, bye.
And then everyone gave him a standing ovation.
I'm starting to think that these standing O's aren't legitimate. He's doing half the job.
Really?
Yeah.
You're thinking that?
Yeah.
Holy gosh, that's news to me.
So anyway, we made him get back on stage and do the only joke that he's actually written. And then at the end of that...
a genuine one.
Yeah, and then at the end of that, he goes, okay, please stand up.
Okay,
and then everyone
did
did
it.
it.
Get a genuine one. And so that's the end of that. So do we have one more? Yep, you've got one. We can't stretch the mic out too far. Do you want to pass it back?
Careful of the cord.
All right, I've got to be careful with this one, though.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you guys, have you ever heard of the Brett Lee and Kevin Spacey rooms?
Yes. I know that. I'm not sure if the Kevin Spacey ones are rumours, but yes, I've heard of them. You're doing some filming? Yeah.
So it was a friend. It was a friend of a friend of mine, actually. He was at Ivy nightclub in Sydney in the top levels, and apparently Brett Lee and Kevin Spacey were in a hot tub, and I can't remember whose hand it was, but they were going like up and down a little bit. And then like,
Kevin Spacey giving Brett Lee a hand job in a tub.
or the other way
That's
around,
a fucking great celeb
And then-
spot.
and within
Allegedly.
like 2 or 3 weeks, Brett Lee got his like hook up into the Bollywood like movie scene over there.
Oh man.
We thought it was all bullshit, and then it was literally that same week on Twitter. There's the only picture of Kevin Spacey and Brett Lee together at a function or something like that. And if you Google it, there's little breadcrumbs here and there, like everywhere. So I thought you might have heard of it.
That's incredible.
Can we discuss that?
Well, it's all alleged, you know. You didn't see it. Your friend said he said it. Your friend could be a liar. We don't know Brett Lee. We don't know Kevin Spacey.
That
but,
explains why he eats so many fucking Weet-Bix in the morning. Just gets up, is like, I don't know who's going to tug me off today.
How many do you do? 11 blokes. 11 blokes, 11 inches. I'm Brett Lee. Allegedly, anyway.
Man. So obviously he's a fast-paced bowler. How does he like it down there? Is he fast down there? All about the middle stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
That's probably the best celeb spot we've had.
I would
But
say
it wasn't
so.
a spot though. You just saw them walk out. Or, like, your friend.
Celeb wank.
When you're jacking somebody, you know, and he wants to break into Bollywood.
And then instead of getting really self-conscious, he just goes, oh. And that's where we're going to end that bit. Because it's all alleged. Probably not true.
But the Jules lunch shit, that's damning. Shame on you, Jules. No, we love Jules.
Love you, mate. All right, well...
Can we do some thoughts? I want to do more thoughts.
Yeah, let's do some thoughts here.
Is that all right with you guys? Or we just get a little bit philosophical?
Right, now...
The music? Oh, there we go.
Wonderful, okay. That was good. Keelan was pretty quick there on the buttons. Give him a round of applause. That's incredible.
But also, let's dial that back now, because we're getting into thoughts. Okay, we're back. Great.
Great.
This is a segment.
If you have a thought, keep them in your head. Keep them as thoughts, and we'll get to you later.
And we're really trying to avoid stolen thoughts of the internet has been a problem at these shows.
Yeah, someone said something that we didn't realise.
Someone just stole a Carl Barron joke at Brisbane and then said it was a thought.
Yeah.
So let's just refrain from that. You got any original ones? We'd love to hear them though.
If Carl Barron is in tonight, you may do your jokes.
Now, often the problem with this segment is that people's thoughts suck, right? Like people suck at thinking.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of submissions on the email, a very popular segment on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are great, and some of them are terrible. Often, we like to read the terrible ones.
Correction. Some of them are great. Most of them suck.
It's the large majority.
Yep.
This one from William, falling in the 90% terrible category.
Yep.
High existence. I hate it already. Why is the phrase breathing in or sucking it in if breathing in actually makes you bigger, considering that breathing out makes you smaller? Just a thought. It is a thought, but it's not a good one, William.
What does in or out have to do with size
It's
at all?
breathing in air.
Air comes in, air goes out. That's why, moron.
He's probably like, I bet you this is a thought that no one's had. No shit. Do you have a thought? Oh, do not tell me William's fucking got a good point.
Because when you say sucking in, you're not actually talking about breathing, you're talking about making yourself physically smaller. Like you're sucking in your stomach.
This is how much of a dickhead he is. I thought that too. I was thinking that.
We give them all the benefit of the doubt.
I was backstage. I was like, no, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's talking about physically sucking it in smaller. But he says if breathing in actually makes you bigger. So he thinks more oxygen in your body, you blow up like a fucking balloon. He thinks like humans are self-inflating. I think
he's an idiot.
And then he said breathing out makes you smaller.
When you breathe in, your ribcage expands.
Yeah.
That's what he's referring to.
Right,
Yeah.
he said makes you bigger. Like,
Oh, no.
Like you're just like,
Hang on.
He's still a fucking idiot.
yeah, he's a fucking
As a
moron.
paramedic, he's medically correct.
Oh, you're a paramedic. Medically he's correct, but he's a fucking moron.
I agree.
Great. And that is from...
Oh, you're a paramedic? Bro, I've always wanted to ask this question. When you have lunch, do you feel guilty?
What do you mean?
When you
Understand the question.
What do you mean?
when you go on a lunch break when you're a paramedic, do you ever think, oh, this sandwich cost a life? Oh, they can still call you on lunch. Okay.
I was for 7 hours overtime and then got called to Craigieburn for a cardiac arrest. We did 12 hours overtime because we were the closest truck there.
Yeah,
they
fuck.
They don't care, whether you're on lunch or what you're doing. If you're there, you're there.
Oh, okay. Right. So you,
So you didn't
I
eat
guess
for 12 hours.
12 hours overtime, yeah.
Well, Keelan could never be a paramedic.
I guess that is fair enough. Like, you can't be like, oh, someone's been stabbed and they're going to die and you're around the corner. You're like, well, I'm eating a sandwich and I have 7 minutes left. So I hope there's a good Samaritan there because I'm enjoying my sandwich. Fuck off. Couldn't really do that. Do you ever want to do that, though? All the time. Oh, I'm going to save another life. Fuck.
I agree. Fuck the weak. So this next one is from Jonathan. Jonathan, this is quite a good one. Now, this is in the top 10%, so a high tier thought.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke and Lewis, I've got a thought for the thought segment.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm glad it's not for celeb spots. All the E's within the word Mercedes are pronounced differently. Oh, is it a stolen?
Read it? Stolen?
Go fuck yourself, Jonathan.
Jonathan, suck me from the back, my friend.
Yep. All right, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Stolen thought. Great. And you will be caught out, and that's
Fucking
Crumb.
crumb.
Yep. Mitchie. Yep. Can we all yell 1, 2, 3? Fuck off, Crumb. 1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Hope that's the last thing you think about before you go to sleep tonight, Jonathan. Mitchie B 68.
If you get a call for a Jonathan, maybe don't show up.
No, answer it. Say fuck off, Crumb, then hang up. Mitchie B 68.
Hey, them already. This guy's a fucking
Oh
idiot.
no, I was about to say that falls in the 90% category. Why do cup noodles taste better than actual noodles? That's just an opinion. It's not a thought.
Because you're a pleb. I bet you think that.
Yeah.
See?
Even noodles are the shit, dude.
Yeah. See, Luke's read that and gone, well, that's not a thought. That's just true.
It's a fact. We should do a segment. Truths. And we just go, instead of whom, we go, true.
I like that idea. I really like that idea. Hey, just a bit of a truth. You should never park in a disabled spot. True. That's a good one. If you have any truths, send us an email. Maybe we'll get it done next show.
Hey guys, just sounding off. Jonathan, you're a cum. Oh,
True.
I meant crumb. I said cum. Bit of a cum though.
You are semen.
Crumb, I can't speak. This is the final thought from Jacob.
We haven't had a single good one yet.
Well, yeah, I thought the Mercedes one was good, but that makes sense now. Stolen, not original.
We don't go on Reddit too much, so we never spot them.
Jeez, our fan base fucking sucks. You guys need to lift your games. Your thoughts better be great when we throw to you guys, because the email is just trash.
You know what? The people who show up to the shows that generally have great celeb spots, great stories, they're great people. All you guys at home, I don't know what you guys are doing, but stay home.
I've got a thought. I've been thinking about this for a while now, and I can't find a conclusion. How do we resupply oxygen in a spaceship? I don't think we're the people to ask. Oxygen tanks, right?
Don't they shoot? Huh?
Recycled oxygen. Recycled
Oh.
air is what someone's yelling.
Right. Well, all air is.
Whenever they send like a new team up, because they swap them out,
Yeah.
they send them up with more air.
Ah.
So it's just common sense.
That's true.
1, 2, 3. Now we're just calling people. I think we're getting a little bit too liberal. with
Why the fuck would anyone email our show? You're just gonna get abused.
Oh, it continues. By the way, that's half the thought.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of a machine to switch carbon dioxide to oxygen. Does that mean they bring a lot of... What did it say?
He just goes, a tree.
That's true. True. There's no machine. It's called fucking plants. Isn't
Yeah.
that how we're alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, should I even read the rest of the fucking thought? You know he spelt Jacob incorrectly. He spelled his own name with a K.
No, his parents have spelled
His
that
parents
incorrectly.
fucked up.
And unfortunately, he has to spell it that way for the rest of his life.
Should I read the rest of it? It continues.
Yeah, all right.
Also, if there is a carbon dioxide to oxygen machine, why not, stop global warming with it? What does he think global warming is?
Hang on.
He thinks it's a...
That's a good point. Why haven't they fixed it?
That's the whole point. We're cutting down too many fucking trees.
But if they have invented a machine, why don't we just make a big one? I'm on board.
Yeah, but so NASA need to get onto it.
Yeah.
What? So we want the whole Earth to be like a space station? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, because I read
Like
somewhere.
recycled air.
I'm going to sound like a fucking idiot. I read somewhere that if we got rid of all of the carbon dioxide, all of the trees would die because that's what they feed on. Yeah, so that's why we need more pollution. I read that in an anti-climate change thing because I was like, oh, what's their science? And then I started reading and I was like, fuck, that makes a little bit of sense. Oh, no. You know when you research the side that you disagree with and then you go, oh, fuck, they got some points. Shit, maybe we should stop the boats. Fuck. That would have smashed in Perth.
See, we always get into weird holes on this show where we start talking about something where you have had to have read a book other than Speck and McGee as a child to understand the subject matter, and I just get fucking lost. And that's where we're at now. It's happened before in the show with global warming.
Oh, it happens all the time. We're not solving global warming tonight.
We've tried 3 times, though, and we will not quit. Right? We will continue trying to solve global
But
warming.
yeah, if there are any big scientists, just make the big carbon dioxide machine, but make sure you don't get rid of all of it because we need that for the trees. Solved. Done. Take that, Greta.
Do we have any thoughts from the audience? Oh, we have a
Over
raised
here.
hand. Here we go.
When Lewis eats yogurt in the shower, does he have the water going like some kid having a wet wank, or does he just stand there like a weird cunt?
How do you have the shower going when you're having a wet wank? Really? This guy said away from you.
Have you never wanked in the shower?
No, when I wank in the shower, I have it on me.
Oh, like you like...
Because otherwise you get cold,
wait.
yeah?
Hang on, do you like the stream on your dick?
No, I'm not a
It feels like
girl.
someone else is doing it.
The girls love that one. The men were just a bit confused. Like,
Do you girls grab it off the nozzle and go up?
fuck yeah.
Is that what happens? Oh, can we get a nod?
Here's how you know, Luke. None of the girls said yes, but none of them said no. So
okay.
yes, but I don't really want to yell it out of the
just
show.
can you just blink once? She blinked. All right.
Yeah.
It might have been a natural blink. Who knows?
Am I weird? I have it on me, on my back. Is that weird? No, it's okay. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here. Some like, what, you're in the shower? Because otherwise I get cold. I also had a whole punnet of blueberries in the shower as well. I forgot to say that. I was like, I had blueberries. And the best part about eating a full yogurt and a whole punnet of blueberries in the shower, you don't need to wash the blueberries because you're in the fucking shower. Just run them under there, warm them up a little bit.
Hot water.
Oh, yeah, it was sick.
So you had warm blueberries.
I highly recommend. I want to see snaps of everyone smashing blueberries in the shower.
Can we do one more thought?
Do we have a thought over this side of the room?
Do you have
No?
one from the back? Oh, you've got one. I mean, there's just been a lot of correspondence from the front row.
Over here,
you've
we got one. Over
Yeah.
there. Maybe come up, mate. I don't know how long our cord is. Oh, it's tangled.
Bit more of an opinion piece, but you have. Alright, so you have.
Bit more of an
you
opinion
have-
piece.
Right, you've got an inch of your dick in your mum. You've got an inch of your dad's dick in your ass. Do you thrust forward or push back?
Seen it on Reddit. Crumb.
Crumb. It's a Reddit one. Are we moving on?
Yeah.
Answer. I don't know. I'd fucking go woohoo and just both ways.
I mean, if you're there, you're there. You might as well enjoy it.
Embrace it, you fucking pussy. All right, so
Considering this is the after party show, is Luke drinking his beer too slowly?
yes, I'm nursing that boy.
I would say so. You are
Yes.
nursing it.
Yeah. Now this
We're absolutely not doing a
It's not a
shoey. This is
fucking
not Frenchie's
show.
podcast.
Oh, damn. Jeez, this is a real crumb vibe in here. At the moment. Jeez, I'm happy to say it. don't give
Mate,
a
I think
fuck.
we've been trashing Adelaide a little bit too much. We do appreciate.
Nah,
You have to
fucking
realise
double down. Fuck
they're
you
the
all.
they're the only people that showed up.
That's true. We really appreciate you coming. Thanks. Do we have one more? We didn't end it with a good one.
Over
All right.
here, we got one
The
there.
man the guy, bloke who sold the great celeb story has got a thought. We have to do it.
Okay.
All right, goes along with your shit story that was half a segment earlier on. Just the first thing is, when you went to the supermarket to pick up the toilet paper, why didn't you just take a shit at the supermarket instead of? And two, that's part one. And two, he's talking about how bored he was in the hotel room, so he jacked off and ate blueberry or something.
I wasn't masturbating. I'm sorry.
All right,
What do you think I was doing? Like,
The point is, like, when you do random shit like that, it's like content for your show. So I feel like next time you need to take a shit, you need to turn it into like this masterpiece of a story. So like, would you ever knock on random person's door and be like, listen, I need to take a shit, I got no toilet paper, and then just tell us how it went? Like, could you do that for us?
I mean, it's kind of like forcing it a little. You know, if you don't know. everything
part
that
one
happens-
was definitely a thought. Part two was like, can you poo at a stranger's house, please?
Like, I don't know if you know, but like everything we talk about, it's just real. Like it's not, we don't go out of our way to like Lewis, I'm sure in the shower wasn't like, I'll eat yogurt in the shower so I can tell 70 people in Adelaide.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sure
wasn't
he was
the-
like, fuck, I want some blueberries. And then afterwards, I reckon he got halfway through and was like, oh fuck, I should probably tell someone about this.
You know what
Otherwise
else?
it's even weirder.
You know what else was great? When I went out to get, because I had a shower and I was like, man, let's fucking yogurt it up. Went out, no towel, didn't even wipe myself off. Drip water all over the carpet. Fucking awesome. You can only do that in a hotel, right? Did that 3 times. Once to get yogurt, once to get blueberries, once for fun.
Hey, I have something to say. I've done that poo thing where I've had to ask someone for
Of course.
Yeah.
And how did it go?
A stranger.
Yeah, and they just let me in.
I wouldn't. No way. That's how people
It
get
seems
murdered.
Like a con.
Yeah.
It seems like an excuse, a weird as fuck excuse to murder
Oh,
you.
I have actually literally turned someone down. A tradie was working out the front and he was like, oh, mate, can I really come in? And I could tell that he needed to shit. And I was like, nah, sorry, man. My toilet's busted. Shut the door. Lied to the man's face. Take that, working class. Oh, my dad's a tradie. Yeah, I was my dad. I was like, no, fuck off.
So, Keelan, is that the end of the story? They just let you in and you did a shit. And then what do you say on the way out? Sorry, thank you. What do you do?
Just say thank you. Just needed a big poo, thanks.
Did you spray afterwards at least? No.
You definitely should have. How was it a long poo?
I would have been a Taco Bell inspired poo.
An emergency evacuation.
Yeah.
Oh, like at a business. It wasn't a person's
No,
house.
it was when I was living in America, so I was on a diet of McDonald's and stuff like that.
You don't have to justify your diet on this podcast. There's a whole segment based around it.
Can I use the bathroom? You had way too much Taco Bell and you just spray it on your bowl. Bit too because that's exactly what happened. Great. All right. Well, I think that's where we're going to end thoughts there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Great. And does that bring us to the end of this show?
Before we get out of here, Luke, I have a big grievance. We had obviously we had the Loogies in Melbourne. Now that hasn't come out online, but we had our big award show. We had Best Editor. Wonder who won that. We had Best Joke told on the show.
Yep.
What else? What other awards did we have?
We had Best Guest of the Year, which was the crowd vote one. We did Best Segment.
Yeah.
And that will shock you.
Yeah, that will
which
shock you.
segment won that.
Yeah.
And it was about 6 to 7 awards.
Yeah, lots and lots of awards. Now,
A lot
one
of fun.
award we did forget to do was biggest TikTok influencer. And I would like to do a portion of the Loogies here in Adelaide tonight just to present that
it seems like
that
you're
award.
trying to give yourself an award.
No, because we don't know who's going to win because obviously the envelope's, enclosed and it's a secret and,
Right.
and we just need to find out tonight who is the biggest on TikTok out of the
Okay.
3 of us.
Right.
So,
So just to give you a little bit of backstory, if you are new to the show, about a month, we haven't talked about it for a while, but a month or so
someone
ago,
gave up.
Yeah. So we were talking about who could become the TikTok famous. And
Yeah.
Lewis and I were essentially just reposting our old videos,
Yeah.
applying zero effort to the app, giving TikTok the respect it deserves, which is fucking zero. So
We
I
saw-
made one original about being attracted to Shrek.
Yeah.
That was probably my best work. Sadly, that was one of my better videos, which kind of gives you context to the app. It's
We
14-year-olds
actually
going, oh, Shrek.
we saw our first live TikTok being done in Adelaide today before the show. There were these 2 girls, they were like maybe 15 and then one guy, and there were these 2 girls and they were both standing there like this looking really nervous, and I looked at them, I was like, oh, they're taking a photo, and then they were standing there like this. I'm like, oh no, Luke, I think we're about to see a TikTok. And sure enough, after about 20 seconds of standing, all of a sudden we just saw like in sync next to the fucking Adelaide balls while everyone stared, and I was like, holy shit, this is what children have become.
Now,
The world's over.
in saying that, are you proud to...
Absolutely, it's time to present the award for Best TikTok. Would you like to stand up and go to the podium and read off the nominees?
It's just we didn't bring it.
Just stand in front of the chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out to the extended Logies.
Loogies.
Loogies, sorry, Trey, but definitely not a parody. We own all rights. So, the nominations for the award. Best.
Hang on. They all sit in the crowd, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they sit down. Hang on, it's almost like you think you're going to win.
No,
like you're
all the
assuming.
people nominated sit in the crowd. If I thought I was going to win, I'd be on stage just waiting for it.
Okay. Kind of seems like you want to like get up and make a big deal about.
No.
being
I'm just
on
no.
an app where 14-year-old girls do this in Rundle Mall.
No, I would never do that.
It kind of seems like you're shaking right now.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
So we'll read out the awards.
Oh my God.
The nominations are Keelan Ferrari Brown for uploading other people's content, including mine, my girlfriend's videos, and Lewis's. Yep.
Oh, everyone's clapping for him. I'm nervous.
The second nomination is Luke Kidgel for applying less effort than Lewis Spears, even on the app. Had one viral video, 5,000 likes early, strong start, slowly petered out, and lost interest in the app. And the third nomination...
That's the You Don't Own Me guy. Surely I can't beat him. He's got
You know
like...
You Don't Know Me bombed on it?
Yeah.
That was my fucking like holy grail. I was like, I'm gonna win. I'm just gonna upload You Don't Know Me again. It fucking tanked. It got like 200 likes.
Tell you what, if I win, and I don't know if I will, I'll re-upload You Don't Own Me to my profile.
Yep, that's fine.
Great. I'm so nervous.
And the third nomination is Lewis. Oh, do you have TikTok? Meg. Oh, Meg was in the competition, wasn't she?
Oh no, there's another competitor.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Meg Archibald for actually trying to get big on TikTok unironically and pretending it's a joke. Can you film my TikTok? No.
How many originals did she do?
Pretty much all of them. 50-50.
Oh, she's definitely going to win.
The final nomination is Lewis Spears.
Oh, that's me.
Yes. You just got booed.
Oh, fuck.
For trying way too hard and overall excelling at the app, which brings us to the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for the most famous TikToker on the Luke and Lewis show in 2019 is Lewis Spears.
Oh my God!
With about 14,000 subscribers.
Oh my God!
Or followers.
I can't believe it. I didn't expect this at all. I had no idea I was going to win this award. This is such a surprise. I'd like to thank God, first and foremost, the highest above all else. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without you. My mum, my dad, my parents, the 16,500 followers who all followed me based on all my content. I'd like to thank Luke for sucking at TikTok. I'd like to thank Keelan for uploading videos of the warehouse poo and somehow not getting banned. And I'd also like to rub it in Meg's face. I tried less hard and still won. Thank you so much. I worked hard for this and I've earned it, and I'm better than everyone else because I have the most TikTok followers. Thank you. Suck my dick. Woo.
Yes. Bragging about being relatable to children.
Yes.
Well done.
Got so many 10-year-old fans on that app that
Yes, and they all came out tonight. None of them did. We saw them in Rundle Mall earlier.
I honestly think I could have like 10 million followers on TikTok and I wouldn't sell a single ticket. I just did it to beat the boys.
Yes. Do you reckon you're going to continue your TikTok career?
Unironically, yes. I want to see how big I could get.
Okay.
We'll see.
I haven't uploaded for about a month now. I've kind of forgot it.
Man, I think it's great for stand-up. Little 30-second
I've been
clips.
uploading stand-up clips on it.
And that's your problem.
No. They're the only thing that goes well.
I know,
original ones of me fucking jacking off to Shrek and no one's into it. Annoying. So that brings us to the end. We really need to go. The venue turns into a club in like 30 minutes. So thank you all very much for coming out to the Adelaide show. We really appreciate it. We thought the show was going to be a fucking disaster, but it was absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. We'll be kicking on afterwards. We'll just here. It turns into a nightclub. Yeah. We'll be doing photos and stuff outside. And
thank you so much, Adelaide. You've been an amazing crowd. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Oh, we got a standing ovation.
from 2 people. Doesn't count.
Standing ovation.
Thank you.